Here's my $1,000 board, dudes. I basically took my $2,000 board and pared it down.
Oh.
So, I had the big Kemper, and now I have the advantage of being able to just take the mini Kemper.
Right.
But my problem is I don't have enough effect slots. The mini Kemper does everything the big Kemper does. I mean, not everything, but I've got rigs, I've got tap tempo, I've got delays, reverbs. I have every class of effect. I might not have all the same algorithms, but I'm going to run out of them pretty quickly. So I instead thought, all right, I'm going to need just sort of a utility drive. There's very few drives cheaper than the full drive on Reverb.
$100?
You can pick these up for about 110.
Hey, those things sound
$100.
good.
Wow.
I did find like some that were just in a little worse condition for $90.
Yep. That's a great sounding
So
pedal.
it's a really
The sound of the 90s.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it was this or the East River drive.
What is
and
that?
That's like the EHX Tube
Yeah.
Screamer.
Okay.
But it's like the only Tube Screamer I could find that was like cheaper that I had played and that I knew sounded
And
good.
you get a boost on that.
Yeah, and you get a boost, and it looks kind of cool. I really like a compressor, and I probably wouldn't have enough spots to use the compressor on the Kemper because I can only use 2 effects in front of the amp and 2 after.
I gotcha.
So I went with the Ego because I couldn't afford the Cali 76.
Are those $100 too?
About 120,
I'm looking at your pricing here.
Yeah, I'm pushing.
Are you
it.
north?
I'm
Yeah.
pushing it. I think I meant to take away the
pedal. Or
depending
the
on what I could get. See, here's the
expression.
problem.
Okay.
There are no profilers used. There are no
Right.
players used.
So we don't
but
know
I
what
would
the market
imagine
is.
in about 3-4 months, you'd be able to get that pedal for
$100 less.
$350, I think. Or what is it? No, sorry. Not $350.
How's that?
700 down to what?
No, like I'm thinking
$550?
even $650. You'd be able to get set 6. And
600,
I'd
yeah.
be in.
Yeah.
I'd be in. Yeah. But so I'm fudging the number a little there. If I have to lose something,
the
I
future
lose the
game.
expression.
Sure.
I lose
Gotcha.
the expression, and I would invest the extra money in going to John's house and having him clean the volume pot on my guitar so that it didn't crackle, and then
So
that's
you
how
could
I would
use
do
it.
That's how I
It
would
would
do
be a
volume
usable
swells.
board. Yeah.
So my approach was I literally just tried to shrink it down,
Yeah.
and then went with what I had to go with.
All right.
Now, would I be super excited about this?
Right. It's inspiring.
I think you probably would.
I would enjoy playing it, and I'd make it work. But I still would be restricted.
Sometimes limitations are nice, though.
True.
What
Yeah.
can I do with this?
Couple sounds on the player,
Yeah.
on your performance.
Yeah, it would still be hard to just even have it all set up where it'd be I could have tremolo and chorus ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, that's
Right.
right.
It kind of you might have to decide ahead of time. And there's not a lot I'd have to really decide ahead of time because this Kemper would mean I'd have to get my phone out to
Yeah.
change it.
Right.
No, that's really true.
So but for
Mids,
1,000
hold on. I need to change my setting.
Hang on, guys. Hang on.
Right. Yeah. Can
Hold
we?
on.
And
the
we've
crash.
talked about I mean, this isn't part of the rig, so I can't do this. This is kind of unfair, but this iPad I use to look at charts while I
Right. You need dual iPads
and
now.
so I would connect this to that thing.
Right.
But does that start to count as part of the rig? This is
Nah,
Like
you
more
already
than the
have
rig.
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that would be it's the best I could come up with.
A lot of options.
All right, let's see the Gear Page approved boards, boys.
Well, I guess I'll go next.
P and
So
W.
mine's the really long, wide one. No, not that one.
No, I can't look. I mean, these because it's
Nope, not that one.
No, not that one. Whose is this? This is
Even longer
that's
and
Jer-
wider.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh boy.
okay. These are it's hard to criticize
Wow.
these because we're all really up against a budget,
Fascinating.
budget thing here. So
Okay.
so it's hard to. These
Yep.
are no one's first choice.
Yes.
Suze, go ahead. This already looks very interesting.
So you'll see that I also pared down exactly what I had before. Remember I said I want to have all my sounds.
Mm-hmm.
All my sounds are delay, reverb,
Yeah,
tremolo, chorus, overdrive, and amp.
Yeah.
And there it is.
there it is.
What
So
board
the
do you need?
protein is the whole drive section.
Yeah,
So I really like the blue side. Kind of sounds Timmy-ish to me.
yeah.
And then the green side is like that Nobles or kind of like the
ODR one, yeah.
High
the
gain, yeah.
higher gain, mid push. So all in all, I'm good there. The Tone X does the same thing as a big board. The Collider. Now,
Great choice.
I had to get delay and reverb in one pedal. That's where I was at. And so I thought Dispatch Master, two
Yep.
Dispatch Masters, like just thinking, how do I get the sound of the Timeline of the Big Sky? And
In
when
one.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was either that or the Specular Tempest.
Yes,
But that
yes.
one is a little.
But it's
Yeah,
it's limited on how the delays function.
Yes.
That one
See, I
actually
had that
functions
thought
like
too.
the Nemesis, where you
Right.
can set up tap tempo, analog, digital, tape delay,
Yeah.
and then you have all the EDOM, all that stuff everything's there.
there.
You just it
Right.
takes a little bit of programming.
No,
And
this is a
then
great
Forward
choice.
thinking.
yeah, and then look, $80 tremolo, $80 chorus.
I know.
And they
These
look
is a
good,
great
too.
use.
Those are killer, man.
Yeah.
The 3 Series.
Yeah.
If you're on
Yeah.
a budget, like
that's
those,
the play.
and it does one sound. There's no presets. It's just that's on and off.
Right.
And the harmonic tremolo does both tremolo and harmonic tremolo.
I take back what I said earlier about
The gear page.
Yeah, this is I like
think
these
I crushed
choices.
this board. I think
this
crushed
is really
this
good.
$1,000 board. Yeah.
I think this is really good.
Yeah. I dig it. And I could totally get behind. I mean, I think I would be really happy using that.
Yeah. The other thing we haven't mentioned with the Tonex, it's very possible to take your amp sound, and then you have a choice of 3 right there, accessible without doing MIDI. You can get a deluxe reverb with a tube screamer in front of it, and you know what I mean?
Sure,
And
baked
I
in.
mean, use that as a gain.
yeah, I mean, you kind of can even
Setting.
use amp gain going up,
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like we've been describing it as just here's the amp sound, but you could
That's
use
a
it for like
great
gain
point,
staging,
yeah.
and you
Not
get,
true of the ACS one, right?
I don't think no.
Even very dirty, those amps aren't very dirty. Like even when you roll it all the
even
way,
gained
like
up.
they
Yeah,
need
there is
pedals.
a boost on it, but it's.
Oh, that is true.
I've never found it usable.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
Anyway, yeah,
This
so-
is I like this.
Yeah.
Solid
I
rigs
also
is-
like the wideness of it because
you?
nothing's above
Yeah.
anything.
Right,
Everything's
right.
right in front of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I
Right.
agree.
So, yeah.
I agree.
That's great, man.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
John,
Jerry.
he wins that round. Yeah, that's mine.
I'll take it.
Right.
Hey, also friggin' solid. Dude, the protein.
The
we matched.
protein. Yeah, I was like, what?
We did not
This
talk
is-
about this beforehand.
No, we did not.
So,
This was not a.
Okay, so you're also protein.
I
Take
am,
us through this.
So, I have a nano similar to this board right now, size at least, I guess. And I was like, okay, but I need an amp sim on here. Like, what can I do? So dual-sided drives are always in favor for me. Like,
Sure.
when space is of the essence, right?
Yeah.
So the protein, it just crushes it. It's, you got
Can I just interject?
please.
You know what none of us did, and maybe we should try these out. I mean, all these pedals are copied by like Demon Effects, and like there's always these like
Went
Joyo
cheap.
comes of like
Totally.
You could have
like,
a mega board for
you
$1,000.
could. I mean, you really could
Right.
if you were
Yeah.
if you found one that you were happy with.
Right.
You could get like another $150 back, 15% of the
Yeah.
budget.
Right.
And, all right,
I
go
would
ahead.
feel bad picking that without using it first.
Totally.
If it sounded terrible, like, I
right.
wouldn't,
That'd be something you really like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. I was scrolling down Pedalboard Playground. I was like, I have not heard of 90% of
Yes.
these pedals in my life.
No doubt.
That's why
So-
I was happy the full drive was so cheap.
Right.
I was like, oh,
Right. The
Yeah.
old
That
friend.
sounds good.
Yes.
all right. So
I'm
sorry,
just
so
out of touch, but
Protein.
Yeah, protein. El Cap is just tried and true. That is.
Yeah.
That's
How much
probably
are
my.
all caps these days?
The V1 is $200.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
That's probably my favorite delay pedal.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
that you
it's
can
all-
get. It's just
up
a
there
great.
all time.
And if I had a little bit more budget, I would have done a favorite switch.
And a spring
Sure.
reverb on the LCAP.
on that. Yes,
You can
that's
have
right.
that always
That's
on.
right. You have that. And then the stomp. I mean,
You're really leaning on the stomp.
you are
for-
really leaning on the stomp
Yeah.
in this one, which
It can do it.
it can do it if set up right. I mean, it's endless, right? Like
So you had to think protein LCAP
Yeah.
walrus. Like that
That
had
was-
to be on your brain.
it was on my. That's the path I wanted to
And
go
then
with.
what could
but
you
then
do? Yeah,
I
you
was,
couldn't
I,
get-
you know, I
You
was
don't
playing
have
around
much
with this.
money left.
Yeah, I was
Right.
playing around with the spreadsheet, of course, and it's like
Yeah,
See,
you
but
were.
if you went for the XVive analog,
knockoff- the
analog
knockoff
delays,
ACS
right? I think they're
Or the knockoff
$65.
yeah,
right,
interesting.
right.
Okay, I'm just going to point out one thing about this board.
Tell me.
I would have personally, I would have switched the HX Stomp and the El Cap, and then I would have replaced the El Cap with a Verb. Because to me,
Interesting, okay.
the Stomp is much stronger versus its competitors on delays than on reverbs. But I don't know what you could come up with that maybe would be a reverb pedal.
I built this board
that
around
price.
the El Cap.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
really want
yeah.
the El
that
Cap.
was that, and then I was like,
That makes
what?
sense.
What could I use as an amp that has reverb
How much
on
is
it?
a collider?
$300.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That crossed my mind
You
too.
could- yeah.
Because I have a board similar to this that has
Flint,
the El
right?
Cap and a Flint, but then I had no amp option.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could you do protein LCAP Flint and ACS 1, or is that over 1,000?
It was over. because it would be close.
Okay.
ACS one's 300. El
If
Cap.
you could, would you switch it out?
Yeah,
Interesting.
because
You wouldn't have any mods or trims or right now you
Yeah.
have the whole world in front of you with the
right
the
with the
stomp.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something just popped into my head. You could take any amp solution you like and then just keep pairing Line 6 M9s in front and back of it.
Right.
I mean, yeah,
I think they go for like $150, $170 for an M9 right now.
yeah.
Wow.
Or
You
like an HX effects and an amp. I mean, that's kind of like
Yeah, but it's not as funny because
Everything.
you could get like 4 or 5 M9s.
oh, the M9s are cheap.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You could just go M9, M9, Tone X, M9, M9, M9.
Have them all set differently.
Just
yeah,
why not have 40 different
okay.
yeah.
effects
Versatility.
ready? Yeah.
John,
That's really solid, G.
how you doing? Yeah, I like this board.
Thank you.
All right, John, take us. Hang on, I'm pulling up your small board.
Yeah, 1,000.
So, John, it looks like you did a similar thing to me. You kind of just pared down. You pared down your $2,000 board into a $1,000 version.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
I mean, the had to have some sort of amp solution apparently. So
How did that?
John
mess
didn't
up?
know we had to have an amp solution
Minor
on here.
details. Yeah.
so yeah, it was I can't afford a timeline, so the El Cap is. I love the El Cap too.
It's so good.
So you're
Can't
going
afford
right
a
into
big
Tone
stuff.
X.
What's that?
You're going right into the Tone X.
Yep.
You know what? That's
Baller.
okay because it has a compressor.
I mean, it has.
It's
you
a
know,
compressor in there. There's a compressor in there, and it's in the software. And you can turn it up and run it like
Software.
more aggressive, like a pedal comp.
You
You
really
know?
lost
So,
it.
because that's the thing. Like, I'm building this for like a different genre of music than you all are too.
Yeah.
Valid.
So
Metal
that's why
PNW.
I was like, what do I even put on here? I don't want like all the drive I want to come from whatever the amp is.
Right. Yeah.
So it's more about the effects that I can't. get
Frees up
anywhere
money
else.
though. You got more for the back end of your board, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, but I like it. I'm actually thinking about
You
building
should
this
just do
board.
that.
Just
I think
make
I'm
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Should just make it in real life. The blue sky is. I forgot how much I liked the blue
It is
sky
pretty
when I was
good.
like.
Such an OG. Like,
It's so easy to set up.
right.
Like the big sky is really cool, but it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and so the blue sky is like, you get a lot of the same benefits, but it's real easy to dial in.
And
So-
what are you playing? What's your number one right now?
Oh, is this Harley Benton with the active pickups in it?
I like it.
The most Druce guitar
So
I've ever seen.
Druce, it's crazy.
John, you almost could fit. You could. John, how much is that guitar?
I think this was 500
Before the
or
pickups?
something.
Wow.
What's that?
Before the pickups?
No, it came with the pickups.
Oh, you didn't replace those pickups?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
You could play
I
that
love
guitar
it.
and your $1,000 board.
yeah.
under
for
2,000
under $2,000.
challenge.
You're right. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. This guitar and a quad Cortex is the $2,000 rig.
Wow.
There you go. You should have chosen that.
That's pretty epic, actually.
I mean,
guitar
it's
to
true.
it.
It's
Yeah.
true, man. And you can get a quad Cortex for less, probably used. Like I said, the Kemper
Right.
stage is going for 12, 13.
Huh.
I don't know
Yeah.
what some of these
Yeah,
go
those have
for.
come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
For sure.
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
like
don't know. Were we going to give awards for this? I don't know. There's no real winner here.
No, this was fascinating, though.
Yeah.
Very telling.
Strymon showed up, man.
Yep.
Strymon really showed up.
Man,
they
I-
have
I-
just-
I kind of
Can
think
I
that's
point
more out of
something out?
familiarity
It
than
is.
out of like cost to tone.
Merit.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I think there's, I honestly like just this isn't really a hot take. I could take an HX Stomp in place of a timeline because I think the verb you put after it matters a lot more. Like for a lot of times for
I
what
see
we're
what you're
playing,
saying.
it's like you know what I mean. You're just going to throw in a dotted eighth and maybe one other thing,
Right.
And sometimes you're going to turn one of those off. And then with the Stomp, you've got a lot more going on. You could turn other things on. The verbs are where I feel like you gotta spend some money. That's
Yeah.
where it's like you can't. It's hard to replace the big sky.
You hear
Yeah.
the cheapness. Yeah.
The big sky to me is hard to beat.
It's
maybe
hard to, yes.
maybe someone likes Eventide better or something, but
Yeah. Ventress.
yeah.
What'd you have on your big board?
Ventress in time.
Are you leaving, John?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to say one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's hard to
Well,
hear
I
you.
left, but no one can hear me. It surprises no one that we all had similar boards and you didn't. That's to be expected.
Nailed
Are
it.
we shocked?
Nailed
See
it.
also the double neck.